Hi, babes. Welcome back to Not Your French Girl, the podcast where we talk a little bit of our lives in Paris. And tonight we're going deep on our emotions and how it took us here.
Exactly. We're going to get a little bit more conversational in the way we speak and dive more deeply into like our experiences and what we've lived throughout our lives in general from even before arriving in Paris. And I think it's going to be exciting and nice. It's going to be nice to get to know us on a deeper level, I feel like.
It's going to be a little bit emotional because I think for us, it was a wild ride to get here, right?
Yeah, for real, for sure.
Well, at least for me, it was.
So do you want to start off by talking about like your first arrival, your expectations here, and your emotional journey? How's that been for you?
Well, it's a bit complicated and was a bit complicated. But basically, well, from the start, I was in Brazil, so I graduated there. And then I think I was looking for something else, especially like professionally wise.
Yeah.
Because the opportunities there were like literally shit. So I thought like I wasn't strong enough in my career. I felt like every time I was just like being mistreated at work and feeling like I wasn't that good. I think I had like this imposter syndrome.
Imposter syndrome, yeah.
And I was like, I need something else. And I feel like at this point of my life, there was nothing holding me back. Like I didn't have anything that like to look for, you know. I didn't have like a nice job. I had my family, of course, but like I didn't have any projects, stuff that were like exciting and stuff that made me like wake up and be like, oh my God, life is beautiful. Let's go. Let's do this. You know?
It's true. I feel like you're the type of girl that like needs to have like, you know, like 100 things going on to feel like in like you need this project and this project, like it helps you to feel emotionally fulfilled. I don't know, from you know.
That's a bit true.
Yeah, it's true.
Because I want to have like a goal in life and like to wake up and say like I'm gonna do this. Sometimes when I'm on my day off, I feel like, oh my God, I have nothing to do.
Yeah, I feel that's so hard.
I feel like I need to do something. This is a little bit of my anxiety problems. But yeah, then I was like, I wasn't feeling fulfilled. For sure. And then I decided like, why not? Why not like do this? Of course, like it wasn't easy because like I thought about like moving to somewhere else in Brazil. Then I was like, no, I don't think it's gonna bring me something. I don't know. I think I was too much for my town, you know?
Yeah.
So I felt like I had this need to leave and to know the world.
You're like that, like, you know, in those movies when you always have the girl that's like gonna leave the town because she's like, you guys are like, just like not at my level. It's not to be rude or anything like so to them, true. But they're not at your level where you feel like that you're able to exceed and grow as a person.
Yeah,
you're just
exactly.
more forward than them.
Yeah, I felt like I didn't fit like in stuff in general. Like I saw people like going to have like jobs in agencies in Brazil in my city, and I was just like, I don't want this.
Yeah, I feel
like,
that.
You know, I just don't want this like life. It's not for me. Like honestly, I want more. And I'm always like that, honestly. I'm still like that. But then I think I grew too much for my town, and then I felt it was time to leave and to try something else.
That's exciting though.
Yeah, it's exciting. It was like weird in the beginning because I was like, I'm gonna move to the other side of like the world. But that was exciting. And I was like, it's gonna be fine, it's gonna be amazing. I was gonna be like the first one from the family to move, you know.
I feel that. My experience is like so much different in a way. Like, you know, like I've lived in like other countries half of my life. Like when I moved to China when I was 10 with my family. So like I already had this kind of experience of like leaving my home at a really young age, so I had to adapt like quite quickly, even though I didn't want that at the beginning, but forever grateful right now for my parents for bringing me to another country at such a young age. I got to learn so many things and everything. I was in school and going to boarding school already when I arrived into China, so I was already detached from my family. So there's already this kind of like detachment, you know what I mean? Like,
especially from such a young age.
Yeah, like you have to grow up fast.
Girl.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck. It's super, super young. And then I think like over the years I had to kind of learn how to be alone. So maturity, obviously, as you grow up, you have to figure things out without kind of like a leader in the way. But then I was like, you know what? In my last year of uni, I was like, let's go to Paris. I want to change something. And I feel like that like escapism from like that loneliness that I was feeling at that time wasn't like to move to another country and be like, okay, new project and everything. It was actually to try to find a new softness, a new kind of emotional bonding with something new, because I was so used to being to move. And then I was like, I arrived here and I was like, oh shit, I'm alone, and my family is like 24 hours away, and like
it was the first time you moved like far away.
Yeah, exactly. And like I think you can relate to this completely. Like the fact, like when you arrive, like it's all fun, like you're like, oh my god, this is so exciting and everything, and then when things start to settle down, you're like,
I hit you.
Oh, you're like, oh shit, like we're here, like fuck, what's going on?
I'm an adult.
Yeah, I'm an adult.
Big girl life now.
For real, like that's
hard.
It's shocking in a way.
But at least like I feel you were more ready when you came to Paris. Like you already knew what it was to live by yourself.
Yeah.
To handle stuff by yourself. For me, I moved when I was 23, I think. And honestly, I never like stepped foot out of my parents' house before. So that's sad to say, but I didn't know how to do like any of the stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Like to wash clothes, to like even like clean my house. Like I didn't know how to do it. And I felt so dumb because like I've always been there. My parents have always been there for me. And then I was like, oh my God. And then for me, the thing that hit me the most is because I feel that I wasn't ready to leave when I left. Because like maybe a little bit because no one guided me. Like no one explained to me, like my mother didn't take my hand and was like, oh, hey, let me show you how to wash your clothes, how to do stuff, what products you need, you know? And I think I missed that part because I didn't know how to handle anything.
Yeah, so when you arrived, you were just completely bombarded. You were like,
yeah, the only thing I knew was the French, but anything else I didn't know
how
like
to do. The simple life stuff, you were like, I can imagine the feeling like you feel like kind of dumb in a sense. Like you're just like, why the fuck don't I know this?
Yeah.
And it makes you feel like pretty shitty, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel that like this gave me so much anxiety because I didn't know how to do like anything by myself.
I feel that.
Yeah. I was a bit sad.
It is really sad, to be honest.
The first like washing machine I did, all my clothes came out like gray.
Ah, fuck.
Yeah. And I was just like, oh my God, I'm such a loser.
Nah, babe. Honestly, it's fine. Like,
because I was like 23. Who doesn't know how to wash their own clothes at 23?
I mean, there's different people and different people have like different lifestyles. Like, for example, like I had to learn that because I was put into like a boarding school and they were like, okay, well, you're in boarding school. I have to wash my own clothes.
Oh, yeah.
I have to cook. Well, didn't really cook my own meals, but the boarding school meals were shit. So I was basically just eating rice and soy sauce for like however many years because it was so disgusting. But like, obviously I had like cup noodles and stuff, but like, the fight mode, the survival mode kicks in, so you just kind of learn how to do it. I'm pretty sure you went through the same thing. You probably were like, fuck, okay, I don't know anything, I gotta learn, I gotta fight, you know, like I have to survive kind of vibe.
Especially like in all the bureaucracy, because like no one could taught me this. Because even like my family, they could teach me how to do in Brazil, but here it's another different thing, and then I had to figure out on my own.
Yeah.
Or like asking like in group chats, like Brazilian people, and I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Thank God I had this friend, Danny, that helped me a lot through like the beginning of everything, because otherwise I don't know how I would have managed.
Yeah, because you definitely need a support system when you arrive here. Like, it's so fucking confusing. You're just like, there's this, and then you need this, but you need this to get this, and you're just like over fucking whelmed to the point where you're just like, feel like you're just losing at life, basically.
Yeah, and also to have a little bit of company, because like for me, I've always lived in my parents' house. So I always had my sisters. I always had like someone there. And then I arrived here. I quit like my friend's house. They received me for 2 weeks. And then I like the first night I remember, I was just like sitting in my bed. I was just like, I don't know. It's so weird. It's so quiet.
Yeah.
And then for me, I think it was the hardest thing because I was so attached to my family and everything in Brazil. Even if I didn't have anything like to be attached beside my family. But then I was like, how am I going to do this by myself? And it's not like, oh, like, I'm going to catch a car and then I'll just go back home.
Yeah.
Like, you cannot go back home.
No, you can't. And the fact that like, okay, like the only thing in Brazil that was keeping you there was like the support system and everything. But like, you still need that when you're far away. Do you know what I mean? Like, you still need to feel a sense of belonging. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
From you saying that about like belonging like feeling have to have a sense of belonging. I feel like that comes with emotional consequences. Mine was loneliness, or like realizing being like strong in everything, and you was, I don't know, and the anxiety you were speaking about.
Yeah, I think for me, this was the time where I developed a little bit of anxiety, and I didn't even know what it was back then. Because one day I was like, you know, you were dealing with a lot of stuff because you're doing like college, and then you have to like work because you need to pay your rent.
Yeah.
And you need to do like figure life, because if you don't figure it out by your own, you're not going to eat, you're not going to do anything.
Yeah.
I didn't even know how to do this. And I think I was in this like autopilot mode to figure it out and do everything. Then one day when I stopped, I was like, I'm not feeling good. I started like feeling that I couldn't breathe.
Yeah, like hyperventilating and stuff.
Yeah, and I was just like, no, there's something wrong. I don't know, something's wrong. And then I went to the hospital because I literally couldn't breathe.
Jesus.
I was just like in the metro when I used to take the metro. And then I was just like, what the fuck is happening to me? I don't know what this is, because the air felt like it wasn't coming inside my lungs. And I was just like, there's a problem. I'm dying. And then I went there. And then they gave me this like to basically like breathe better or something. And then it was there that I learned that everything that I was feeling, it was anxiety. And I was just like, oh my God, what is this?
What is this new thing?
And now I'm so familiar with it. So I think that like started this anxiety in me.
And you still have it today.
Yeah, sadly. And then you develop different kinds of anxiety through your life.
Yeah.
Like through your different phases of what's happening in your life. So
yeah, this is so true though, because I feel like when I was like in my 16 years old, I was like hyperventilation. Yeah, hyperventilating and fight mode, super fight mode. And like the anxiety would be felt like through my body.
Yeah.
Then I feel like over the years, it's become more like now I'm like, I get sick easier, or like I'm run down, or I feel agitated or irritated, and I'm not my best self per se. So yeah, I feel like anxiety comes in so many different forms, as you were saying, but like still the occasional like freak out will happen, like full on crying for like an hour and you can't stop because you don't know how to process what's going on.
Yeah, exactly.
And you just have to remember like
everything's gonna be okay.
Yeah, you just gotta fucking breathe.
Yeah, but sometimes I wake up and I feel like legit that something super bad is gonna happen.
Oh my God, I have this feeling too. Like some days I wake up and I'm like, I have a ball in my stomach.
Yeah.
It's like so bad.
Sometimes I'm even scared to look at my phone thinking there's gonna be like a message like someone died. This is my feeling. Jesus. Like honestly, this is what I think when I wake up. It's so bad. It's really bad. And then I have this feeling the entire day that everything, like something bad is going to happen. Something bad is going to happen. Someone's going to die today. Jesus. It's horrible. Oh. But I think it comes in different phases. Like, for example, I got like anxiety for now taking the metro. And then some days, like the fear of being alone. I think it came from like everything that I've been through. And then I developed a little bit of fear of flying by myself when I never had this problem, because I always used to go back to Brazil, come back to France.
Yeah.
And then now I hate flying by myself. I need to take like a little Xanax here and there.
Yeah.
Because I cannot. And this is like, it's so hard because the more you grow, the more anxiety you grow as well.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
But this is why there's doctors, babe.
I know.
This is why there's doctors. No, but talking back like to the fear of loneliness, I'm just thinking like if we think about like when we were living in COVID times, because we were friends during this time.
That was something.
And for people out there that had like families that were far away, especially for us, your family from Brazil, mine was in Australia, and like not being able to take a flight at your own free will and just be like, okay, I'm going home tomorrow, you know, being denied this. I don't know for you, but for me, it kind of made me feel like, oh my God, like that created a huge anxiety, because I was like, it's not at my access anymore. Do you know what I mean? It made me feel restricted. It made me feel more alone than ever, because I was like, I can't go home to my family when I want, even though like, I feel like I'm going to speak for myself from my family side. I kind of left because I didn't want to deal with their drama. So it was my kind of like, let's go, let's get out of here. And the fact that I couldn't go back when I wanted, it was like a paradoxical thing in a way.
Yeah,
and I
was like a little bit of a shock.
Yeah. And
like, what do you mean? I'm not in control anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And me, control, ciao. Like I'm a control freak. Yes. Like this was super hard for me. So I was like, so uncomfortable during this time, to the point where like literally got depressed, and the only thing that was keeping me like okay was like my friends around me, you supporting me, making sure
Doing
I'm okay.
our little gym.
Yeah,
through the
gym.
phone.
Exactly. Like this is what really, really, really helped, because I think without that it would have been super hard for me.
Yeah, I think COVID was something really like weird. And I think I still have like, I still struggle with the consequences from that. Because like, how do you get like isolated in your 20s like that?
I know.
Like it was supposed to be like your golden like years, where you're doing like a lot of stuff, you're being social. And I used to be like such a social person. In Brazil, I was like so social, and I was social before, and then now I have such a hard time of being social. And I think I owe this to COVID, because like honestly, I never been this like not social in my entire life. And I share the feeling about what you said, that I felt like trapped.
Yes.
That I couldn't go back home. And it was so hard, because I was like, at the same time, I was feeling like stuck in the same place, that I couldn't leave. Not only the apartment, but France itself. I couldn't leave France. Also, the fear of like people that I love, like taking COVID or dying, because in Brazil it was really, really hard.
Yeah.
Like we lost so many people.
You can imagine.
In this like hard time. And for me, I was so scared, girl, because honestly, they handled it like shit. This was like the hardest period of my life, because I had to deal with this like basically alone. Of course, we had like the support system we talked about. I had Charles, I had all my friends there. We went through this together, and then
calling every day.
Yeah, exactly. So that kept me going, but it was like scary AF.
Yeah, for real. It's so true that your friends end up being like, it's not like a choice or like a luxury anymore. It's like they're your survival. Do you know what I mean? To help you get through the day, because you feel so disconnected. You feel so blurry and just like, just trapped, exactly as you said. It's this exact word.
Yeah.
They are like literally the most crucial thing to be able to like move forward. Friends, boyfriends, husbands, everyone that are your new family that you made here.
Exactly.
This is essential.
Especially when things started to reopen, and but you still couldn't travel.
Yeah.
You could like get out of the house, but still couldn't travel. And I think that was like where the friends that are there for you, because you see them and you're there, like you need this like love, that you're not getting from your family because you're so far away.
Exactly.
So for me, it was really like something precious, I think.
Super precious, but also like the fact that like life was going on and we were going out and it was fine, but then just not being able to go back home, it was just like, this for me was super hard.
Yeah, and I felt a little bit guilt, because here the things were starting to open. In Brazil, they were still closed.
In Australia too, they were closed for ages.
And people were still like dying. Like, girl, we lost like, I don't know. I don't even have the number, but it was so much. And then I was like, okay, we're starting to live again. France was a little bit better than Brazil, a little bit way better than Brazil, like on the things, masks, vaccines, and everything. And then Brazil was still there, and I felt like a little bit of guilt for like still living life and not be able to help people there, in a way or another. And talking about guilt, I think that this is something that I feel like basically every day in my life since I moved. I feel so guilty that I left my family. I feel like I abandoned them in some way.
Yeah.
Even though they don't feel this way. But I feel guilty that I'm missing like birthdays, stuff that are important, even like the Sunday dinners, Sunday lunches and stuff like that. Like the moments they share. And I feel like so guilty that I'm not feeling that with them, or even when I'm enjoying here. And I cannot share this with them. I cannot bring them with me. Like, I feel so much guilt, like, every day. It's horrible.
I feel that too, like, in the sense, like, I don't know, lately I've been feeling a lot like that. I've been feeling like, okay, time is passing. I'm moving on with my life, getting older. I'm seeing, like, when I'm on FaceTime with my parents, and I'm like, oh my God, it's like they're getting older, and I haven't been there, as you said, for birthdays. I haven't been there for example, my sister just had her graduation, and I couldn't go, and I was the only one that couldn't go, and that made me feel like super bad.
Yeah, I know the feeling, girl.
I want to share this like quote, because I think that you will.
I'm scared. You're gonna make me cry.
You will understand it. It says, no one talks about how guilty you feel living abroad while your parents and siblings continue to grow old without you, or how you miss your sister's birthday, or friends, or family big accomplishments in life. No one talks about how hard it is to chase your own dream while you have time, or staying for the sake of others.
Girl. I have to try to be serious because this is like so true. I feel this like in so many levels, and I feel so guilty. And like I cannot even explain in how point I feel guilty.
What I have to say to you though, and like even to myself, I keep saying this to myself every day because I had a conversation actually with my partner, and he was saying, at the end of the day, you have to think about like how much you grow as a person, how happy they are that you're in another country doing amazing things for yourself. Yeah. Like, our parents had us to do great things in life, and you just have to remember, like, I'm gonna make them as proud as possible and do the best that I can for myself, do you know? Because that's the thing that's gonna make them the most happiest.
Yeah.
At one point, we never know, we're gonna move home and things might change, but for now, we have to just keep this in our mind because the guilt eats you alive, girl. Like, I know this feeling, like waking up and just feeling like absolute crap because you're like, what am I doing here? Like, I'm out here buying croissants and walking the street and having my best life, and like my family's at home celebrating birthdays, and I'm missing so much, and you just feel like crap.
And some days you're literally like struggling. Your day has been shit, and they're all there like being happy and celebrating, and you're here like, why did I move here just to suffer all this humiliation in this country while they're happy living their lives? Even if for me it was simple and it wasn't what I wanted back then, sometimes I miss this simple.
I agree.
I think life here in Paris sometimes gets so complicated.
Yes.
I miss the simple
things. I agree. Like in Australia, it's also really simple. Like life is very easygoing, easy laid back. But the thing I wanted to say was like, I feel like, at least, like, I know you call your family every night, you know?
Yeah.
Me, the time difference is, like, impossible with my schedule.
Girl, I don't even know how you do it,
I wake up, like, it's nighttime there, and my family is sleeping. I don't know. I have to wait till the weekend to call them. Like, I maybe call, like, my family, like, once a week, or maybe if they're busy and they don't have time, every 2 weeks.
It
like,
must be so hard, girl.
It's hard, especially when you go through a huge accomplishment and you want to share with them, or like you're having a shitty day and you want to call someone. Like, I have to wait until like 2 a.m. to call them, and that fucking sucks.
I know.
Because I'm just like, well, and then I'm missing out on their stuff, and like I miss birthdays. I'm texting one day after, happy belated birthday. Like, it's not in time, but yeah.
But at least your mom, sometimes, even when you call her super late, she will answer.
Yeah. Bless her soul. She wants to kill me.
I know, but she's always there like, hi, hon, what's happening?
She's like, Shana, I'm sleeping. Bless her soul.
But at least she picks up,
This is true. This is true.
My family just put in like, do not disturb.
Oh, rude.
And they won't even get the call. No,
That's so sad.
A bit. But we text and we call every day, so it's fine.
That's okay. Every night. Yeah. It's fine.
But honestly, the question is, what do we get from all of this? It's not only hard times. It's not only the struggles or the anxieties. Like, what is the good you take on all of this, like, path you took on deciding to come here?
Whoa.
That's
a deep question. Damn.
I'm inspired.
Honestly, I feel like for years, I felt like softness felt dangerous to me and something that could have been taken advantage of or misunderstood, especially when I lived and arrived in Paris. I felt like I had to have this big armor and I had to be this strong person because I've been so strong for so long. And I was searching for a sense of softness, vulnerability. And I feel like I realized after 7 years of being here, learning who Shana is, learning who I am, that vulnerability is the most beautiful thing, and that it's not a liability, that I can be emotional and it is a beautiful thing, and that's okay, you know? Yeah. It's okay to have a bad day. It's okay to not feel good, you know?
Exactly. Especially now that we have like people that we can share this with like day by day. I think it's so important for you to feel like, I can rest now. I don't need to take care of everything. I don't need to like handle everything on your own. Like, you know, you can like
breathe,
calm down. Yeah. And let someone handle this for you, because I know there's like so many people that will be there and take care of you. Like, you have to handle a lot on your own, that some days you feel like you have to handle everything and then you need to be strong every day. And sometimes I feel like I just want to like lay down because I feel like I'm just a girl in the world, you know, and that I need to be taken care of. Some other days, I feel like, honestly, that I'm like a lioness, that I can do everything. So for me, I think it's like a wild ride between like feeling so vulnerable and feeling so strong of everything that I accomplished.
Yeah, bad bitch energy, you know?
Exactly. And I think it's normal to feel like that, because when you move, it's not only the place you're moving together. Like, you are changing. You're changing everything about you.
And we're reinventing ourselves.
Yeah, exactly.
So we came to Paris to reinvent ourselves.
But what we really found was a crash in womanhood.
A kind of womanhood that's messy, soft, resilient, and sometimes really, really lonely.
Yeah, exactly. And that is okay, because at the end of the day, we learn, and especially to learn how to lean in each other.
So here's to the modern femme abroad, the one that cries in her kitchen, laughs on her balcony, and somehow keeps it going.
Yeah, and that's so important, because you're learning that the strength is not about being untouchable, but knowing when you need to be held.
Exactly. I love that. Cheers, babe.
Cheers to us.
But anyway, guys, thanks for listening to us and letting us be honest, messy, and human.
And vulnerable.
And remember that you don't have to have it always figured out.
Yeah, exactly. And you take one day at a time. And if you need, we're here whenever you need to listen, that you're not alone.
Exactly.
Some days we struggle, some days
we don't.
We don't.
We don't.
I want to say something cute, but I couldn't find the word.
We just keep showing it up for ourselves, basically.
Glowing.
Yeah, we're glowing. There we go.
That's the word.
But anyway, guys, thank you so much, and we'll see you guys next week.
And that's meant
Prochaine. Bisous.